This video is brought to you by Hit Point Press and their Big Bad Booklet series, and by Steamforged Games and their upcoming Animal Adventures, The Faraway Sea, on Kickstarter July 20th. Hello and welcome to the Gallant Goblin. We just reviewed the latest Epic Encounter minion box, Chambers of the Serpent Folk, and now it's time to enter the Temple of the Snake God, the accompanying boss box from our sponsor Steamforged Games, and many thanks to them for sending this to us to review with you. Now this one's interesting. Our boss boxes in the past have been a red dragon, a frost giant, and a hydra, all very classic D&D monsters, and maybe I'm just not remembering it, but I can't recall seeing a stat block for just a giant evil snake, at least not one that was intended to be a boss. So I'm really super curious to see what they've made here and if they're basing it on an existing D&D creature, because I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm missing something really obvious, but there's really only one way to find out. But before we open it up, I just wanted to let you know that we recently revamped our Patreon to thank you for supporting us. Patreon is a website that allows you to basically subscribe to content creators that you enjoy and receive nice perks for financially supporting them. You can support us for as little as $1 a month and get access to exclusive content, and at higher tiers of support you get more and more exclusive videos, 5e supplements, physical postcards from Grady and me, and much more. If you haven't checked it out lately, visit patreon.com/thegallantgoblin to see what we're offering and how you can join our Patreon family. We have a lot of fun together. Thank you, though, for your support, and to go check it out. But now let's go ahead and open up this big boss box and take a closer look. Inside the box, we have our adventure and guidebook, a sheet of tokens, a double-sided map, and our fully assembled unpainted Snake God mini. Let's get a better look at that mini. As they usually do in these boss boxes, there are multiple stat blocks for the giant snake that you can use depending on the tier of play your adventure is using. It appears that the giant snake is using a unique stat block that does take some inspiration from existing snake stat blocks. It can bite, grapple, and constrict, but also has a few special abilities that we'll talk about in a bit. The mini itself is on a gargantuan 4-inch base and is about 3.5 inches tall. The snake is curled around a crumbling ornate column and is surrounded by debris and smaller snakes on a very elaborate floor. A painter who is willing to take their time with this figure could do something really beautiful with it. I don't have too many larger snake minis to compare this to if we're putting aside hydras. Here we can see our Steamforged giant snake next to the unpainted Magic the Gathering Cosmos Serpent, the aquatic Naga from Pathfinder Battle Skull and Shackles, and the swamp Naga from Kingmaker, the emissary of Erebus from Theros, and an ash snake from Humblewood Beasts of the Wood. And here we can see it alongside our other epic encounter bosses, the Red Dragon, Frost Giant, and Hydra. Let's take a gander at the rest of the package. The booklet once again tells you how to get the most out of your boss encounter. You can choose which of the various stat blocks for the giant snake you want to use based on the tier of the encounter. They all use the same mini. And then the book takes you through setting up the encounter. You might be continuing from the previous box and its story. You might be running this box all on its own, or you might be incorporating this box into an ongoing campaign you're running. The book gives you 2 pages of ideas for what the snake actually is and why your party might be wanting to search it out. Maybe your party finds a giant shedded snakeskin in a village that has been entirely obliterated. Maybe nearby villagers have been called in their dreams to go to a long abandoned temple nearby because some sort of ancient creature has awoken, and there's a ton of these. Once you get the why sorted out, it's time to talk about the where. The book runs you through a description of the lair and things your party might find inside, some optional encounter aspects that you can use, such as crumbling temple walls or magic dampening fallen obelisks. And the book tells you how your players and your boss here can use the terrain to their advantage and make the fight more interesting. Our map is 16 inches by 23 inches and presents 2 different configurations of the same basic pieces. There are ghostly mirrors, bloody altars, ancient pillars that the snake likes to coil around, and living vines along the walls. Each of these components has lore and mechanics spelled out in the book, and even GM tips to use each one to maximize the drama. For the snake itself, we get its overall tactics and instincts, which is really helpful as it may be slightly more challenging to get inside the mind of a of giant snake than your average orc or goblin. And as always, my favorite part of these books, you get extra and optional abilities and layer actions that you can employ to make the encounters as cinematic as possible. What happens when the snake wraps around a character and constricts in this game? What happens if it catches the players with its hypnotic gaze? What happens if this snake swallows you whole? And for the lair, maybe it's haunted by the snake's old victims. Maybe there's excess poison dripping onto the floor, or maybe there are baby snakes just everywhere. The book gives you 4 unique abilities for the snake and 3 different possible layer actions, and 2 epic moments that you can unleash to make this encounter so amazing they'll never forget it. Finally, you get a token sheet with some shed snake skins, those baby snakes, dripping poison, and your Serpent Folk servants from Chambers of the Serpent Folk, in case you didn't buy the minis from that box. If you've purchased the previous Epic Encounter boxes, the formula here hasn't really changed much. You get everything you need to run a great boss encounter and incorporate it into your ongoing story. You get a unique and very detailed mini that's ready to get some love at your painting table. And if you have bought some of those previous Epic Encounter minis, I would love to see if you've painted them up. I've seen some of the amazing Red Dragon minis that some of you have done, and I'm really eager to see your Frost Giants, your Hydras, and eventually your Giant Snakes. This has an MSRP of $29.99 and is expected to launch on June 30th, 2021. It is available for pre-order now through Steamforged.com at your online or brick-and-mortar retailers of choice. And if you love the Epic Encounter sets, this one's not going to disappoint. Let me know what you think of the Epic Encounter boxes and which one's been your favorite in the comments section down below. Many thanks to our sponsors for this video. First, Steamforged Games. Now, this is hot off the presses, and I'm not really sure how much I'm allowed to tell you, but if you're like me and you really enjoy those super cute D&D games where you can play as little animals, well, this is for you. We've touched on this a little bit in the past, but we have a lot more coverage of it coming up soon. Steamforged, the same company that brings you the Epic Encounter boxes that I love so much, has a series called Animal Adventures, where you can play as awakened dogs or cats in a city called Gullet Cove that you can drop into any typical D&D setting like the Forgotten Realms, because there are still humans and dwarves and elves and all those fun races. Now, I'm just about to start my own campaign of Animal Adventures, which I'll tell you about more soon, but on July 20th, Steamforged is launching a Kickstarter that's going to continue the series, Animal Adventures: The Faraway Sea. You'll have new dog and cat options, plus a whole slew of other awakened animals that you can play as. They function as races that come along with their own sub-races and other options. Go visit the link in the video description down below to be notified on launch day so you don't miss out on the exclusive and amazing baby kraken mini. That's Animal Adventures: The Faraway Sea on Kickstarter July 20th. Next, we want to thank our good friends at Hit Point Press, the makers of the Big Bad Booklet series, a monthly zine about boss monsters for 5th edition. The Big Bad Booklet series is an awesome subscription service where you can get new adventures each and every month, either digitally or physically, that are centered around a new boss each time. They're fantastic books to have handy if you want to spice up your ongoing campaign or do an impromptu game on game night at your local meetup. This month, come meet Wranrebur, a demon who sows violence and chaos to satiate himself. Will you feed into his bloody desires, or can you starve Wranrebur before he gets too powerful? Learn more and subscribe today at bigbads.com. And thank you for watching today. A few reminders for you if you'd like to help us out a little bit. You can like the video by clicking on the thumbs up button down below, which helps other people find us. You can subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon down there to be notified when we drop new videos. Many thanks to our new Patreon backers. We've been having a lot of fun lately, and I'm eager for you to come and join us. Learn more at patreon.com/thegallantgoblin. And you can join us on Reddit, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.